Hi, welcome to another Coil chat. I want to talk about the Grammys 2025 because, woo, it was a spectacle and it had a lot of controversy. So I thought, hey, what better channel than to kind of talk about it here because I really want to know as well what you guys think. So whether you watched it or whether you just want the highlights, here you go. I'm going to give it to you. The first thing that obviously happens at the Grammys is the red carpet, and everybody's there, and it's the opportunity for a little shock and awe or just to take pictures of these beautiful celebrities or singers. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about was Will Smith's kids were walking the red carpet, and they are beautiful kids. And Willow, looked absolutely stunning. Just beautiful. And then all of a sudden she smiled and you were like, whoa, like you were literally taken back at the fact that she had something on her teeth and it was a grill. And it was, in my opinion, it wasn't like an attractive grill. Like, you know how sometimes they have like a little flower. It was really off-putting. It was really confusing because her outfit and her were beautiful. And then her brother, who was standing right next to her, Jaden, was there in a nice black tux. And he literally had a house on his head. He decided that a black sparkly castle of some sort would make as an interesting hat. I honestly was like, I don't know if they were just trying to take the attention off their dad, who actually was at the award show, or if they just wanted the attention on themselves. I don't know. And I don't quite understand it, but they got us talking. They got the internet to blow up and be super controversial about what they decided to wear. But the other crazy thing is their dad. It was his first appearance at a show since the infamous, Oscar slap a couple years ago when he slapped Chris Rock on stage. And I was a little surprised to see him there because he was banned from the Oscars for 10 years. And so for the Grammys to invite him to come, and what he ended up doing was he ended up introducing a musical tribute to Quincy Jones. And there was a myriad of musicians who got up there and sang different songs for this tribute. He introduced it, and it was just interesting that the Grammys thought that that was a good idea. He's not allowed to go to the Oscars anymore, but he's still welcome at the Grammys. So definitely a little shock and awe when it comes to that. The other thing is we have officially gotten Lady Gaga back. Lady Gaga, who started her career being this ferocious character, very dramatic, the great fast-paced pop songs that, grew her following, and she was very shock and awe on what she wore. We kind of had lost that a little bit in the last few years because Lady Gaga has been doing her own thing and she's been winning Oscars and she's been acting, and we've been getting more of a I would say subdued Lady Gaga. And oh man, she just came full force. Here we go. Lady Gaga came out, and in the Grammys we got a world premiere of her new music video to her new song. And it was full out Lady Gaga. Like, let's go. I was all for it. I loved it. Did you see it? Did you like it? Let me know. But it was really, really fun. And it's fun to see her come back in the way that she's coming back. And, we're going to get a whole Lady Gaga album. And then obviously a tour is going to come with that. And I'm here for it. I would love to go see the authentic Lady Gaga. Let's go. The other thing that was crazy on the red carpet was Kanye West shows up with his wife, Bianca, and she's walking the carpet. Kanye's in his t-shirt and jeans and sunglasses, and she's got this like big fur coat on with these feathers. And then all of a sudden they're standing there in front of the cameras. He turned to her, says something to her, and she takes off her coat. You see the back and you see her full back, and then she drops the coat. And no joke, she's in an absolute sheer dress. Oh, there's a piece of fabric on her, but you can see every little thing of her. And she turns around and the world gets to see Bianca at her birth. She was full nude. I was in my mind like, why are we able to see this? Like, shouldn't this be censored? And oh man, the internet blew up on it. There's been like rumors that they weren't even invited and that the Grammys had to tell them to leave. And you're like, did they censor it? Did they not? No, I don't know, because it was all over the internet. TMZ, Entertainment Tonight was all showing it and maybe blurring out a tiny bit, but there was nothing left to the imagination. And then the internet was just going to this like extreme, saying that Bianca is a trafficked woman, like Kanye has control, like she used to be such a strong, powerful woman, and look what she's been resulted to. And then, you know, there's been all these guys that have been like, what? It's so empowering. Like she should be proud of it. And I'm like, no, that's not how that goes. Like, no. And so it's a lot of controversy. And obviously, what do you think? Because I was a little bit like, okay, they want the internet to be talking about them. Here we go. The internet is talking about them. So crazy. But then we get into the whole actual winning of the awards. Some really great performances. The winners were what was just absolutely shocking, I think. You know, Taylor Swift was there, Beyonce was there, Billie Eilish was there. Three of what I would say some of the strongest women in the music industry were all nominated for the biggest awards this year. And it was going to be a race, at least what people thought. The big controversy is that Beyonce has been nominated for 4 Album of the Year and had never won going into tonight or to that night. This one, she was nominated for Cowboy Carter, which was her country album, was not her best album. Like sales, she was not streamed nearly as much as Taylor Swift or Billie Eilish. And a lot of people said it was her weakest album. She did not win an award at the Country Music Awards, which is who, you know, gives awards for country music. So her being in this country genre, nobody really thought that she could win Country Album of the Year as a Grammy, let alone Album of the Year. Country Album of the Year, and here comes Beyonce. She won it. And that was shocking. She was super shocked at that. Like, absolutely shocked that she won Country Album of the Year. And the controversy that comes into this is last year, her husband, Jay-Z, won the all-time award or Lifetime Achievement Award at the Grammys. And he got up there and made a speech about how the Grammys voting is not fair. And basically saying that Beyonce should have won more Grammys or at least Album of the Year in her career. And a lot of people were just like, he used that moment to basically call out the Grammys. What we saw at this Grammys and what was the controversy is the head of the Grammys got up and did this big spiel about how they're trying to make the Grammys more inclusive. They added more seats for voting. So now there's over 16,000 people that vote for these awards. They, wanted more representation of women, more representation of Black. And so he came out with this entire speech of how the Grammys are moving and what they've been doing to become more inclusive and be more of a representative over the genres of singing. So there's been just a lot of controversy that has talked about how Jay-Z rigged it. You know, there's the whole thing about P. Diddy and how he backs Beyonce, and if you don't support Beyonce, then somehow, you know, there's going to be things that are allegedly happening to you, like being canceled or possibly worse. Before we get to Album of the Year, the thing that I wanted to talk about was the Best New Artist. You guys, we had some of the strongest Best New Artists nominated this year. And remember, you can only be nominated for that once, right? So once you're nominated, you don't win, you can't win. Chappell Rowan was nominated, Benson Boone, Sabrina Carpenter, Doechii, Kruenbig, Ray, Shabuzi, and Teddy Swims. And I'm probably going to be, butchered online because I said their names wrong, but it is what it is. I try. They have had some of the biggest songs and just amazing breakout years this year. So when I saw this category, I was like, I have no idea who's going to win. And it ended up going to Chappell, which was freaking amazing because she's been like struggling in the industry for years. She was dropped from her label in 2020, had to like work her way up. She had to work tons of small jobs to make the money to build this, record. And then she finally got some traction, got signed, and now, is having the best year of her career. But she made a really good speech about how record labels need to cover their artists on health insurance because they don't. You get signed and they don't cover you. And some of these new artists are not making money. I mean, the record labels investing a lot in them, but they're taking a lot of the cut. The record of the year and the song of the year went to Kendrick Lamar. And the reason why that is kind of cool is he's going to be singing in the Super Bowl. And then there's obviously a lot of the controversy with him and Drake. And I don't really pretend that I know a ton about it, but everybody said that it was kind of like it was his moment to kind of shine in that kind of whatever's been going on between them. But best pop vocal album went to Sabrina Carpenter for Short and Sweet. I thought that was amazing. She's had an amazing year. She got to open for Taylor Swift. Like, she's gained such a huge following of her songs. Supposedly your boyfriend cheated on her, so her song like that blew up this year was perfect. I hope that's not true, but if it was, I love her. Like, powerful women. I mean, it really was a powerful woman night. Kendrick Lamar was the only man to win. Best Latin album went to Shakira, ended up winning that. So that was really awesome. I love her. She looks amazing for a 48-year-old. Like, oh my goodness, she looks amazing. And then we get to the last, which was Album of the Year. Huge people nominated for this. Beyonce, Cowboy Carter, Andre 3000, New Blue Sun, Sabrina Carpenter for Short and Sweet, Charlie XCX for Brat, Jacob Collier for De Jesse, Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, Chapel for The Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess, and then Taylor Swift, The Tortured Poets Department. Just huge names, great albums, great music this year. And I really had my pick on Billie Eilish. I think she had the best album of the year. I really do. It was so good. Even she says she's so proud of it. And it went to Beyonce, went to Cowboy Carter. So she finally got her album of the year, which I will be the first one to say she deserves one. Like, she has written some amazing stuff, but I don't think she deserved it for Cowboy Carter. That's just my personal opinion. And I want to know, what do you think? I thought also Tortured Poets Department, Taylor Swift, some of the best music she's written as well. So I know Billie Eilish was really, really upset and sad because she had talked about how this was the album she was most proud of. She really put a lot of heart and soul in it, and the music was just so good. It was so good. And the only writers on her album was her and her brother. That's it. Whereas Cowboy Carter, 15 different writers, lots of collabs on Cowboy Carter with Beyonce, which, by the way, her best song was with Post Malone. She won. So good job, Beyonce, but I know there's a lot of controversy behind it. So I want to know what you think, and let me know if in the chats if there's another Coil chat that you want me to kind of break down. We'll go from there. Until then, have a great day.